Oh. The final quest? I guess the corn servant won't be joining us in living memory. I thought they'd find some loophole to make it so that he can go over there, but guess not. Tasteful memories. The corn servant seems to be marveling at the sights of Solution 9. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you have been well. I, for one, couldn't be better. Is this place not absolutely splendid? A far cry from any other town I have visited thus far. The silence of their bellies is practically deafening. My ear can hear not a single soul in need of nourishment. Might you be willing to help this old cob find his way about the place? Perhaps together we can find someone in need of corn. I knew I could count on you. If you've any preparations to make, pray take your time. I shall remain here ready and waiting. Alright, give me a sec. Alright. Are you ready, my friend? Surely, there is at least one soul here that seeks fulfillment. Wherever they may be, I'm sure we can find them together. Let us be off, friend. We have bellies to fill. Disgruntled Hune. Am I hungry? No, not at all. Though Solution 9 was recently attacked, the production facility remains intact to supply us with all the food we could ask for. Corn servant. I can hear not a growl nor a rumble coming from this one's belly. Perhaps we should look elsewhere. So long as the production facility remains intact, we'll not want for food. Disgruntled Malala. Am I feeling peckish? That's a rather curious thing to ask about. The only thing I'm worrying about is nursing this injury from the recent attack. Food is the least of my concerns. Corn servant. So the twinge of pain I felt in her was from an injury, not hunger. Disgruntled Malala. To be honest, I'm more concerned about nursing this injury than what I'm having to eat. Yes, fair. Huh? I could have sworn there was another entrance there. Wow. Disgruntled Shatona. Do I look hungry to you? No, I don't need food, but I could certainly do with a drink. What I wouldn't do for an energy drink right about now. Just one and I could easily keep working all day. Corn servant. We were close, but not quite right. Let us keep searching. Disgruntled Shatona. An energy drink would sure hit the spot right now. Disgruntled woman. You want to know if I'm feeling hungry? I suppose you could say I do. A strange thing to say in a place like this, where most if not all of our needs are easily met. I wouldn't normally ask this of someone I don't know, but might I speak candidly about something? It's not every day someone takes an interest in my problems. I'm not sure why, but recently I haven't been able to taste anything, no matter what I eat. Because of that, I've been gradually losing interest in food. I realize I have to eat for the sake of my health, but now it's become a chore I'd rather avoid altogether. Corn servant. How terrible. A life without flavor is no life at all. But how am I to help her? I've got it. First, I grind corn into powder. Work it into a dough. Then use heat to make thin shells. Then we mix together several extra ingredients, layer them into the shells, and there, the most tantalizing of tacos. Surely this will reawaken her taste buds. Disgruntled woman. You've prepared something for me, but I told you I'm not really in the mood. Trust me, you're going to want to try this. The dish was cooked by the great corn servant. Let's go with the first one. Disgruntled woman. Fine, if you insist. It certainly has an interesting smell. Oh, that was incredible. I can't remember when last I've had anything so delicious. There was someone who used to make these for me when I was younger, I think. It was their specialty. I wish I could remember who, but I'm afraid that memory is lost to me. Like as not, they're in the cloud now. Something tells me they were quite near and dear to my heart, but it's all a blank now. I'm not sad about it, but I do feel a strange, lingering sense of loss. It's hard to explain. The feeling grew over time, and before I knew it, my sense of taste was gone. But this food, the texture, the smell, the taste, it takes me back to my youth. Thank you, traveler. I've been reminded of something very precious that would have remained lost if not for you. I promise to do better about eating from now on. And thank you, little corncob. Your cooking was simply divine. She can see him. My God, corn servant. Just when all hope seemed lost, Corn has prevailed once again. It was admittedly shocking to discover that, even in a world where no one goes hungry, there could be such terrible discontent. But with a little corn and know-how, we rekindled the memories of happier times in her. It does my cob good to see all go to plan. What's more, she was able to see me. Through the power of corn and happiness, no doubt. I've seen a great deal on my travels thus far, and helped no few people find satiation. But there is still much of Tural I've yet to see, and more bellies in need of nourishment. I wish you well, my friend. May your belly ever be full, and your days filled with happiness. No, come back. The corn servant will never let you go hungry. Yay. The corn servant. At the conclusion of your travels with the corn servant, the corn-shaped spirit that provides sustenance to the hungry, the being quietly left one of its kernels in your bag. That kernel quickly grew into another corn servant, which ever regards you anxiously, worried that you might require a feed. Where there are those in need of sustenance, I will be there. The corn servants. He's such a little champion. Eccentric researcher. Trial by Spire. The eccentric researcher has an eccentric proposition. Pardon me, but you wouldn't happen to be Evray, would you? The very same Evray who saved Solution 9? Haha, I knew it. You, my heroic friend, are in luck, for I'm granting you permission to test your might against my indomitable dummies. Usually they're reserved for military research, but I'm willing to make an exception for one of your talents. Nothing to say? Ah, of course. You've been struck dumb by my overwhelming generosity. Not to worry, for I will ease you in with a thorough explanation. Once you've returned to your senses, come meet me in the outskirts. Okay. Eccentric researcher. Haha, there you are. I trust you've recovered from the shock of my initial proposal. Good, good. Now, let me explain what this is all about. I am a researcher for Oblivion, namely in the field of electrope engineering. During Zeralja's reign, I survived within the ranks of his army by helping to research and develop protective materials. One of my many projects was these indomitable dummies, and as their name implies, their durability is second to none. They were used to measure the offensive potential of an entire arsenal of weapons to great effect. But now Zeralja is no more, and peace has returned to our home. A preferable outcome, of course, but it does mean that my masterworks have been left to rust. And that is an affront to science I cannot forgive. Peace may demand we set down our weapons, but the march of progress must go on. And so I grant you, who seems to possess might equal to an entire squadron of hardened troops, access to the Spire of Trial. Of course, I am more than willing to make adjustments as befits the magnitude of your power. As a woman of science, I can think of no greater honor than to have you testing the limits of my creations. You've given me purpose anew, Evray. I'll be here testing and improving the dummies when able, so you're welcome to stop by any time, even if only to gaze upon my indomitable beauties. You now have access to the Spire of Trial, an expansion of Stone Sky Sea. This training ground can be accessed by speaking with the eccentric researcher in Heritage Found. Ha 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 ha, so you have come. Should you wish to further your training, you need but say the word. My dummies stand ever at the ready. These don't get ticks on them when you finish them, right? I sure hope not. Let's find out. Well, does it bring you back? Ah, here we go. Ah, this place. I thought it would be this place. Yeah, no ticks. Good. Good, good, good. Yeesh. Alright, go, 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 go. Actually, maybe I should start down here. Ah, wrong way. Actually, you know what? I will start over here. Beryl, welcome. I've got quite a selection of commodities and curios, and they could all be yours if you've got enough bicolor gemstones. Oof, look at all this stuff I still need to buy. In time. Okay. I already unlocked that. Concierge. Credits. Where credits are due. The concierge hopes to offer insight into the Alexandrian way of life. Ah, I see Her Majesty has registered you as a guest. Welcome to the Nexus Arcade. My job is to inform visitors about the myriad services on offer here in the sector. Speaking of services, how would you feel about a little work experience? Some light labor might give you a sense of how we citizens live. I happen to have just the thing for you, a courier assignment. Rest assured, you'll be compensated for your time. Your task is to deliver these supplies to Clerk P50910 in residential radius 9 through 14. When you get back, I'll hand over your reward and explain how this system of ours works. Take that consignment of supplies to Clerk P5-0910 in residential radius 9 through 14, then return here for your reward. I'll throw in an explanation about how this system works while I'm at it. Oof, no space. Damn it. Oh, not that one. Oof, not much time. Clerk P50910. How may I be of assistance? Consignment of supplies. A carefully wrapped parcel containing residential radius supplies, acquired as part of your work experience in Solution 9. Inspecting contents. Authentication tag confirmed. Acknowledging receipt of residential radius supplies. Thank you for your service. Please consult with your client to receive compensation. Thank you for the delivery. Please consult with your client to receive compensation. Concierge. I just received a delivery notification from clerk P5-0910. Excellent work. As promised, let me give you a brief explanation of how we do things here. And where better to start than with remuneration. Alexandrians are awarded credits for their labor. These credits can be redeemed for a range of commodities, including spare souls, which are especially sought after. You'll find some citizens taking on dangerous or highly specialized work to earn even more credits and thereby furnish their needs. When it comes to delivery work, risky commissions that require couriers to venture outside Everkeep offer greater compensation. On the other hand, simpler, safer tasks undertaken within the confines of the city, much like the one you so capably handled, are rewarded accordingly. Now, seeing as you aren't registered in the citizen database, I'm afraid I can't provide you with credits, but hopefully this will suffice. Anyway, that brings my explanation to an end. In case you were wondering, I'm just as much a part of the system as any other honest Alexandrian. So you'll have to excuse me. Those credits won't earn themselves. Okay. Of lightning rings and romance, the wistful woman hurriedly casts her gaze high and low. Would you mind giving me a hand? I'm trying to find my ring. I think I must have lost it trying to escape during the attack. It's a plain band set with a black stone. Nothing fancy, but it's important to me. We've had it in our family for generations. Before the raid, I was doing some shopping in the Nexus arcade, so I figure it's around here someplace. Thing is, there's too much ground to cover alone. Could I trouble you to search north of the arcade? You'd be doing me a huge favor. I'll keep looking around here. Let me know if you find anything. Do me a favor and search the north side of the arcade, okay? I'd really appreciate it. Yeah. Wistful woman. No luck here, I'm afraid. Did you fare any better? Heirloom ring. A plain ring set with a jet black stone passed down through the generations. Oh, this is it. No mistake. Thank you so much. I guess I should tell you a little more about the ring after you went to all that trouble. Hundreds of years ago, there was a terrible war we know as the Storm Surge. One of my ancestors, a scientist, had it made as an engagement ring. The little black stone? That's raw electropore. Apparently, they snuck a small chunk out of the laboratory they were working at to use for the ring. Back then, the electropore was worth a small fortune. A gesture like that would have been a surefire way to anyone's heart. Well, according to my mother at least. Of course, these days electrope is more readily attainable, and without any circuits printed on it. A gem like this is nothing more than a bit of lightning-aspected rock. Still, every time I look at it, I can't help but wonder about my ancestors and the lives they led. I suppose I'll never find out whether the ring was enough to send sparks flying, or if they were wed when all was said and done. Thanks again for your help. I'll try and be more careful next time I'm fleeing murderous mechanical soldiers. Good. You do that. Worried woman. The woman. Warrior of light. Wrangler of cats. The worried woman has a fuzzy-wuzzy problem. Ah, you there. Have you seen a black cat nearby? She's wearing a red collar, with a big bell attached. We got separated during the upheaval the other day, but I spotted her in the area not too long ago. I tried to tell her there was nothing to be afraid of now, but she didn't seem convinced. I'm afraid I haven't seen her. Sounds like you could use a hand. Meow! Did you hear that? Is that you, my precious little fuzzy wuzzy? Oh, don't toy with me like that. To make up for that cruel joke, I think you should help search for her. If I leave it any longer, I fear she'll get a taste for freedom and never come back. I'm sure you'll be able to coax her back, though. Please, your assistance would mean the world to me. Before you set off, there's something you should know. My little fuzzy wuzzy simply adores being chased. When you find her, be sure to play along and tire her out. She'll settle down soon enough. Anyway, I suggest you head to the plaza and take a look around. As I said, she loves being chased. You'll need to tire her out before trying to catch her. Good luck. Great. It's not like I'm strapped for time or anything. Bah, wrong way. The plaza? I thought the plaza was this way. I should have teleported. Pain. Severe pain. Alright, you stupid cat, get over here. A black cat sporting a fetching red collar eyes you warily. This must be the missing cat you've been asked to track down. She seems to have identified you as a worthy playmate. You might be able to catch her if you tire her out. Ayah. Although you get the impression the cat has near limitless energy reserves, you resolve to give chase. Tire the cat out and then get close enough to swoop in and make your catch. You can stop giving chase by leaving the area. You may try again by surveying this designated location. Holy moly! That's a fast cat. Meow. Get over here. Stupid cat. Huh. Damn it. Oh, bro. Come on, it's been one lap. You gotta be tired by now. The cat is still brimming with energy. Bro, how many laps I gotta do? Alright, see how it is. I'm right next to you. I'm not too far. You lie. Ooh. Half a lap. Going left? Yeah. I can go all day, baby. Meow. Meow. He's giving up. Gonna get ya. Gimme. Meow. Sweet. Silly cat. Ugh, it's like halfway between. So annoying. Worried woman. How did you fare? Did you find her? Runaway cat. An energetic black cat wearing a resplendent red collar. Any resemblance to a curl kitten is purely coincidental. My little fuzzy wuzzy. Back at last. You must have given her quite the chase. She looks about ready for a cat nap. Honestly, it's a relief to see her unharmed and healthy. I'm from Tural originally, but I was stranded here after the barrier went up. It was this little scamp's grandma that helped me through those dark days after I realized I'd been unable to return home. Indeed, I don't know where I'd be without all my precious little fuzzy wuzzies. Thank you so much for your help. Shit, only 3 slots left. An Usher's Lament. The downhearted youth stares despondently into the middle distance. I think I recognize you. You risked life and limb to protect us when Zaralja and his forces attacked. I'm almost hesitant to bring it up, but I have a favor to ask. I am an usher. I tend to citizens on the verge of death and collect the bodies of those whose soul supply has run dry. The other day, I was transporting the body of an elderly man to the processing facility. Ever since then, try as I might, I just can't shake the image of his face from my mind. What's worse, and I still don't know what drove me to it, I stole one of his keepsakes, this tiny metal trinket. It's engraved with the name Travertine, but I have no idea what purpose it served to begin with. I'm dying to know the story behind it though. Can I ask you to investigate? Ideally, I'd do this all myself, but it's probably best I don't go around asking about the trinket I stole. Anyway, starting your search here at the Mosaic might be a good idea. The proprietor is something of a collector of mementos and knickknacks. See what she has to say. Speak with Mosaic's proprietor. She collects all kinds of keepsakes and curios. She might know something about that trinket. Delia. Welcome. What can I get for you? Engraved metal tag. A small metal tag engraved with the name Travertine. So you're on a mission to find out the story behind this little trinket. Well, given its size, shape, and inscription, I'd say that you've got yourself a bottle tag. The sort of thing you see at bars and the like, marking out which bottle belongs to who. Unfortunately for you, Everkeep is home to dozens of drinking establishments. Figuring out where the tag was being used may take some time. Ah, I might have spoken too soon. If you catch it in the right light, you can just make out what appears to be a tankard, filled to the brim with pebbles on the back of the tag. Which leaves only one possibility. This is from a bar called the Neon Stain. Was it Stein? I can't remember, I looked it up before. They've been serving thirsty patrons on Trueview for years now. Could be worth a visit. I have to look it up. Oops. Stein. Stein. That golden tag of yours is almost certainly from the Neon Stein. I'd suggest heading there to see what else you can find out. See if this guy says anything new. I do hope you can find out more about the tag. Melancholy. We meet again. She gonna hit on me like always? Yep, this is one of our bottle tags. Don't recall any regulars who went by FF14 though, which implies their memories are no longer with us. Hold on a moment. Ah, here it is. This bottle's already been paid for, so go on, you have it. Just make sure you deliver the message that came with it, okay? Like I said, whoever that belonged to has already settled up. Make sure that message gets delivered. Interesting. Surprised she didn't hit on me either. Downhearted youth, did you find out the story behind that little trinket? Luxury liquor. An expensive looking bottle filled with an enticing amber liquid. Message. A dainty card inscribed with a few heartfelt lines. A bottle tag, you say? And these were behind the bar? An unopened bottle and... Ah, what's this? This card is made out to me. But... between your name day and your new job, there is much to celebrate as I pen these words. No matter our circumstances, it is a solitary path we walk at the end. Know that it fills me with pride to see you tend to the dying with such patience and care. ... Of course, FF14. He was my father. That explains why his face haunted me so. To tell you the truth, ever since Zaralja's raid on the city, the work I do has left me feeling empty. All those bodies, all those lives, I had to usher on their way. But knowing that my father was proud of me changes everything. Besides being an usher, I was able to give him the send-off he deserved. I appreciate you taking the time to do all this. I'm sure you don't have much to spare. I think I'm ready to find meaning in my work again, and for that I have you to thank, just as much as my father. Farewell. Haha, stop giving me things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ugh, likely gonna have to take a break in between, which kinda sucks. Unless these are really quick. Come on, kid. Problem child solution 9. The wayward child seems to be searching for someone. Hey mister, do you have a moment? My ma's gone missing. She's kinda careless and none too used to the city. I figure she's gotten lost. Anyway, I need some help to look for her, which is where you come in. If you can spare the time, just let me know. Yay, you're the best. I wasn't making much headway. The sentries stopped kids wandering around without an adult in tow. I think Ma would have headed back to the entrance of the city. I told her, if you get lost, make your way back to where you started. In other words, we need to head for scanning port 9. I'm sure we'll find her in no time. Knowing my Ma, she's probably feeling kinda helpless right now. I hope we find her soon. We got this. Don't you worry about it. Wow, they have Gimme Bat Nutri-Zap. Ma's always drinking the stuff, but she never lets me try. According to her, I don't need any more energy, but she has a can practically every day. I bet it tastes incredible. Say, mister, why don't you buy one and, let me have a little sip? Just a tiny one? Please? I have no idea how these newfangled contraptions work. Are you sure it's the kind of thing children should be drinking? No, sorry, not today, kid. You sure it's the kind of thing children should be drinking? Good-natured citizen. Anything amiss? Helping to track down this boy's mother, are you? I see. Good thing he ran into such a kindly sort. Ah, how about I give you this? Unopened and bought just a moments ago. A can of Gimme Bat Nutri-Zap. Hell yeah. Wayward child. For me? Really? Thank you. Good-natured citizen. You're more than welcome. There's just one condition. Make sure you ask your mother's permission before you try. Gimme Bat Nutri-Zap is an energy drink specially formulated to keep your digestive system in tip-top shape. It's perfectly safe for youngsters to drink, so you needn't worry on that front. By the way, it might be worth your while dropping by Leander's shop in the information center. I hear he has a knack for remembering faces. Thanks. Jeez. Wayward child. Do you think that's Leander? Leander. Ah, you're one of Her Majesty's esteemed guests. How might I assist you and your young companion? So you're looking for this young man's mother, and you wish to know if I've spotted her. Well, I'm sure you can appreciate that we get a fair amount of foot traffic through here. Perhaps you could start by describing what she looks like. That might help jog my memory. Wayward child. Well, she has long hair, and she's dressed in blue. What else? She makes those sweets you've got on that shelf behind you. Leander. The angel snacks? I believe those are manufactured in the production facility on the 7th level. I'd wager that's where your mother works. I'm sure you're already aware, but Everkeep is comprised of 12 levels, each fulfilling a different purpose. There are sectors for food production, machinery manufacture, and much more besides. Look at me getting sidetracked. I saw a woman matching your description heading towards the government sector a little while earlier. I dare say you'll catch her if you leave now. I do remember thinking she looked rather unsettled, which makes sense in hindsight, having heard your story. There's a civic advisory facility in the government sector. Perhaps she's heading there to inform them of the situation. Wayward child. Thanks for the information, mister. Leander. As I said, I think the young man's mother was heading for the government sector. She might have had her sights set on the civic advisory facility. Hiya. Wayward child, discuss the advertisement panel. Look, it's the air wheeler A9. That's the latest air gadget. The wheels turn into wings as it goes flying off into the sky. It's amazing. The ones they use for fighting have a bunch of different weapons. Wing blades, shock cannons, all sorts. You can even get little toy versions. I'd love to ride one someday, but the robot soldiers are pretty much the only ones allowed to, apparently. Lucky machines. Bah. More info. Alright, fine. What do we got? Come on, kid, I ain't got all day. Discuss the lay node. I don't think Ma would have used the lay node. They have these on the other levels too, but you need Queen Sphinx's permission to use them. We have to use the elevators instead. I guess you do too, right? Huh? Her Majesty lets you use the lay nodes? Whoa, you must be really important. Yeah, a little bit. Oh, she's up there, before the government sector. Okay. Finally. Concerned mother. Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. Wayward child. Ma! So you were heading for the government sector. We were about to go and look for you there. Concerned mother. We? Who's this newfound friend of yours? Wayward child. He's been helping me look for you, Ma. Together we figured out where you might be headed. Concerned mother. I see. No doubt you had your hands full with this one. Thank you for your patience and for being so thoughtful. As for you, young man, dashing around the city on your own like that, did you even think to stop and consider how worried I'd be? Wayward child. Honestly, mister, before you showed up, I was starting to get scared. It was such a relief when I spotted you. Thanks so much for helping me find my ma. Concerned mother. Thanks again for everything you've done. It isn't much, but I couldn't let you wander off without giving you this. I hope you enjoy your time here in the city. Just don't go getting lost like a certain young man and his mother. Runs off. See ya! Oh man. Rousing Mr. Robot. Towering troubles. Getting send off. True view blues. Alright, I ain't got much time. Let's see, how much time do I have? 251. 251. 235 plus 5 equals 240 plus 10. Ooh, shit. I need to leave very soon. Ah, damn it. Crap. Yeah, this looks like it could take a while. Alright, well, I'll be right back in about 30 minutes. Okay. Stricken sentry. The unit is unresponsive. Attentive engineer. If only I could fix this. Rousing Mr. Robot. The distraught youth gazes down at the stricken sentry with tears in his eyes. Wah! Wake up, Mr. Robot. Please wake up. Attentive engineer. Sorry about my son. As you can see, he's completely devastated. His favorite park warden has malfunctioned. Someone must have put this unit out of action during the raid. No doubt it tried to turn its weapons on the very people it once kept safe. As an engineer, I'd like to see the automaton restored, but military-grade components are tough to come by. Come to think of it, there's a junk shop on TrueView that may well stock the necessary parts. Although the less said about how they source their inventory, the better. I could go myself, but given my line of work, I'd rather not take the risk. Would you be willing to go in my stead? My son would be thrilled if we can get this unit back up and running, and I'll make sure it's worth your while. Here, this should cover the cost of the parts. Straw Youth. Wow, Mr. Robot. Attentive Engineer. Can I trouble you to source the components I need from the junk shop in TrueView? Unakite. Looking for sentry parts? You better have the coin. Parts money. A cloth pouch filled with coins to be exchanged for a selection of sentry parts. I reckon this'll just about cover it. Not sure what you're planning, given recent events and all, but I've been paid. Nothing to be gained by prying, eh? You paid for those parts fair and square. I don't care what you do with them. Now, unless you're looking to spend more of your hard-earned coin, I suggest you make yourself scarce. Attentive engineer, did you get a hold of those parts? Sentry parts, assorted bits and bobs of varying complexity, essential for repairing faulty sentry units. Much obliged. Right, let's see what I can do. Stricken sentry. Attentive engineer. Well, it's back up and running, after a fashion. Shame about its communication matrix, though. I suppose there's only so much you can achieve with a quick fix. Distraught youth. At least it's standing up now. Come on, Mr. Robot. Snap out of it. Do you have any ideas? A few rousing words are all it needs to hear. Give it a gentle pat on the back. Sometimes that's all the encouragement you need. I prescribe a good wallop, delivered with precision to the side of its head. Hell yeah. Attentive engineer. And damage it even further? No, no, no. We need a more peaceable solution. Why don't you try to psych it up? But I want to hit it. I do hope trying to psych it up will work. Distraught youth. Come on, you gotta help us out. Stricken sentry. Bzz, bzz, zgurt. Distraught youth. That noise. Well, what have you done to it? Stricken sentry is still malfunctioning. Try to psych it up. Yeah. Stricken sentry. Xert. Rebooting. Xert. System reboot complete. We sentries are here to maintain peace and order in this sector. Citizens are requested to report any suspicious persons or unidentified objects immediately. Please enjoy the park facilities at your leisure. Distraught youth. I'm glad we could fix it. It won't go toppling over again, will it? Attentive engineer. Honestly, I'm surprised that worked. Precisely why it had such an effect bears further investigation. But for now at least, everything is as it should be. Still, it gives you pause for thought, doesn't it? For my son, that sentry is a dependable peacekeeping park warden. But in the wrong hands, its cohort can be tools of great evil. Sadly, Sarajal's attack on the city proved that point all too well. I just hope that the unit we've just fixed continues to keep the peace. It's a shame we can't even take that for granted anymore. Towering troubles. The overwhelmed official is inundated with concerned citizens. You are one of Queen Sveen's guests, are you not? I gather that you helped drive the mechanical soldiers from our streets. You have my thanks. As a matter of fact, you might be able to help me. In the wake of the recent disturbance, we've been overwhelmed with aggrieved citizens. I'm steadily working through the backlog of claims, but ideally I'd like to hear from as many citizens as possible. And I'm well aware there are some matters that the people are hesitant to broach with an official such as myself. On the other hand, I think they might be inclined to speak frankly with one of the city's saviors. As you can imagine, this is a matter of some urgency, and your help would be much appreciated. Please listen to what the citizens here in Resolution have to say. And remember, nothing is too trivial or trifling. Anything you can glean is of use to me. Lend an ear to the citizens and make note of their grievances. I'll be grateful for any information you can provide. Cadmus, I spoke with my fiancée, and she wanted me to find a job that gives me plenty of time to spend with her. Well, I just submitted my application. Not much I can do now but wait and see what the future has in store for us. Hello, Philomena. Under normal circumstances, this facility deals with work-related inquiries, but after recent events, our purview has broadened somewhat. Currently, our most pressing task is alleviating the citizens' anxiety. Oh, I like her getup. Perplexed Hewn. After the attack, I found myself endowed with a small fortune. Inheritance, apparently. But that begs the question, did someone near and dear to me pass away? I have no recollection whatsoever. I'm finding it all rather unsettling. Someone dear to me has passed away, and yet I can't remember for the life of me who they were. I get chills just thinking about it. Yep. Mift Milala. My soul stock is down to 0 after getting caught up in that damned raid. If those bastards had gunned me down one more time, I'd have been gone for good. And what's being done about all this? Nothing. What's more, I hear the king himself had a hand in that awful mess. I have half a mind to build a city for all those spent souls. That'll show 'em. I was this close to being gone for good. Who's going to compensate me for all those spent souls? Who? Anxious Eldite. You want to hear my story? Well, my workplace was destroyed during the attack, which means I'm out of a job. Times like these are precisely when you need a decent stock of souls. No job means no credits, and without credits, please, you've got to find me some work. With my workplace gone, I'm out of a job. You've got to help me out. Sorry, I'm the last person you want to ask about work. Jobs, no thanks. Overwhelmed official. Did you manage to speak with the citizens? Notes concerning lack of employment. A hastily scribbled note which reads workplace woes. Desperate to find a new job. Note concerning soul reserves. A hastily scribbled note which reads soul stock exhausted during recent raid, seeking compensation. Note concerning memories. A hastily scribbled note which reads unreliable memory and bewilderment. Deeply unsettled. It seems that many have been left traumatized in the wake of the attack. It's also been alarming to see how many citizens were subjected to repeated deaths and revivals in such a short space of time. Such accounts are unprecedented. The concerns surrounding souls and employments are understandable too. It goes without saying that our resources are limited, and with the best will in the world, we can't hope to respond to every claim. Nevertheless, it is clear that more must be done to support the citizens through this trying time. Thank you for your assistance. I shall share your reports with my government sector colleagues and get to work on planning our response. A fitting send-off. The grief-stricken Shatona senses you might understand his pain. I lost a close friend of mine in that raid on the city. I know it's a lot to ask, but would you mind helping me give him a proper send-off? I saw you weren't wearing a regulator. Figured you'd understand what I'm going through. It feels like everyone else has already forgotten all about him. I'm planning on packing a bunch of his belongings and a bottle of his favorite vintage in a box, then burying the whole lot in the cemetery and heritage found. If you're up to the task, I'd have you source a bottle of Alexandrian wine for me. Your best bet is speaking to the owner of the Neon Stein. Once you've got the goods, come meet me by the entrance to the city. Oh. I'm one street up. Melancholy. After a bottle of Alexandrian wine, are you? I'm afraid we don't serve that here. Not the sort of thing the regulars go for. Heard it's perfectly drinkable though. White wine, made right here in FFXIV, if you can believe it. Anyway, never had cause to stock the stuff. How about trying your luck in the Nexus arcade? Can get near enough anything there if you know who to ask. You might be able to pick up a bottle in the Nexus arcade. If I were you, I'd head there. Starting to miss when she used to hit on me. Sag. No longer calls me cutie. Feels bad, man. Arcade shopkeep. Nexus arcade shopkeep. Alexandrian wine? Yes, we have several bottles in stock. I should warn you, it comes at a premium. Sack of coin. Contains sufficient coin to cover the cost of a bottle of Alexandrian wine. A pleasure doing business with you. Here. If there's anything else I can help you with, don't hesitate to ask. Grief-stricken Shatona. There you are. I've just about managed to gather up all of his belongings. Any luck finding the wine? Alexandrian wine, produced in FFXIV. This premium white wine is tart and dry. Appreciate you going to all that trouble. This was his favorite tipple. Me and him, we came from completely different backgrounds, but none of that mattered. 30 years ago, I was going through a rough patch. Everything was changing right before my eyes, and he stuck with me through it all. There was one thing we didn't agree on though. Regulators. He never gave up trying to make me wear one of the damn things. But when I die, I want to go naturally, you know? Back to the land and all that. In the end, getting killed over and over again during the attack whittled his soul stock down to 0. Look, if people want to keep on wearing their regulators, I won't try and stop them, but it just isn't for me. As it stands, I'm pretty much the only one left who remembers the poor bastard. I may get the funeral rites wrong. I mean, I'm sure his kind have their own way of doing things, but he'll just have to make do. Anyway, I'm off to Heritage Found. Thanks again for helping me out. I owe you one. I like this guy. Fishy wishy. Hello, Gabra. Ah, Evray, I was hoping you'd stop by. You wish to talk? I could tell you a little more about myself, I suppose. I'm a cartoonist, as you know, and I primarily draw inspiration from the matches at the Arcadium. My cartoons enjoy great popularity here in Solution 9, even if I do say so myself. And mark my words, my next series featuring you as the protagonist is guaranteed to be a bestseller. Careworn Cleaner. True View Blues. The Careworn Cleaner appears to be in a spot of bother. Oh, come to check up on me, have you? I appreciate your concern. As you can probably tell, I'm feeling a little out of sorts. Shall I fetch a healer for you? Do you need me to escort you somewhere? Shall I fetch a healer for you? Oh no, there's no need for that. I have a condition, you see. It makes me numb and lethargic from time to time. Nothing a little rest won't put right though. The trouble is, when I get like this, I'm in no state to work. I hate to presume, but would you be willing to lend me a hand? I'm one of the cleaners in charge of Trueview. I was then getting ready to collect the last of the refuse sacks and call it a day when my condition flared up. I'd be ever so grateful if you could finish my rounds for me. Please, it's only a few refuse sacks. You'd be doing me a real kindness. I can barely feel my arms and legs. Poor guy. Refuse receptacle. Unsavory thug. Huh? Whatever's ailing ya? Whatever's ailing ya? Got to your tongue, has it? Leering delinquent. Oh ho ho. You look damn near death. What's the matter? Careworn Cleaner. Ah, there you are. These fellas have... Leering delinquent. Our old pal here's feeling under the weather. Can't finish his work. So he offers to pay us, generously, I might add, to get the job done. In other words, ain't got no need for the likes of you. Go on, piss off. This is clearly nothing more than a brazen attempt at extortion. Turn the full force of your doubts on the leering delinquents. Careworn cleaner of all the days they could have picked. Unsavory thug. Listen, we've got our old pal here covered. Do yourself a favor and walk away before this gets ugly. Leering delinquent. Look, I just told you, we are dealing with this fella's problems. If you know what's good for you, you'll turn around and keep walking. This is clearly nothing more than a brazen attempt at extortion. Doubt. Let me get this straight. You're the one our pal here asked to help. Ha! What a load of shite. Unsavory thug. Hold on a moment. This fella looks like he's seen a fair few scrapes. Wait, don't tell me they're a bloody hunter. Leering delinquent. A hunter? Sod this for a lark. I'd rather keep my head. Me head. Careworn cleaner. Phew. I dread to think what would have happened if you hadn't showed up. Ah, am I right to assume you finished collecting the refuse sacks for me? Trueview refuse sack. Unearthed from one of the receptacles dotted around Trueview. Exudes an unpleasant funk. Excellent. I'll take care of these. I must say, refuse collection, civic protection, you're a man of many talents. You have my gratitude. This sector isn't exactly the safest in the city. Shakedowns and racketeering are unfortunately rather commonplace. Usually I try to leave as soon as I finish my rounds, but today my luck ran out and I had one of my turns. This condition, it's caused by sensitivity to lightning energy. I hear the worst affected are all but bedbound by paralysis, so perhaps I should count myself lucky that my symptoms are relatively mild. But enough about that. Thanks to you, I feel more or less back to my usual self. To think that I'd run into someone as virtuous as you on Trueview. Nice. There's one more area done. All that's left now is living memory, and that should be really short. GGE.